Oh, people, oh, people, oh, people. I know that I've been very quiet about Unmatched of late. I know that I haven't been doing videos as much. And I'll be honest, let's start off this video all weird. Very, very weird start to the video. I'll be honest, the reason why I haven't actually posted that many Unmatched videos is because, one, I was not able to play the game as much as I wanted to at a certain point. And two, because there is already so much amazing, much better content being made on this game than anything that I believe I could ever produce. My favorite channels are Zero Skater and Baked Goods. I'm going to go ahead and link their channels down below if you want some Unmatched content. With that being said, I cannot stop talking about this brand new freaking expansion to Unmatched, which is going to be Houdini and the Genie. And I'm just going to be honest really quickly here, my friends. I think that a character might have finally topped Beowulf for me. But what I think that we are going to be talking about right now are both of these awesome characters. We've got Houdini, we've got the Genie. And I love the thematic correlation here of like what is actual magic and what is just really a master of illusions and escape artist. This is a cool combination. Now let's talk about the Genie first. The Genie is going to be your powerhouse, high output damage, jumping through the deck like nobody's business with tons of card draw type character. This is a ranged character, 16 health. The special ability is Infinite Power, which says that at the start of your turn, you can discard one card to gain one action. And this, in combination with the fact that many of the Genie's cards allow you to gain more card access, is pretty awesome. Good, nice character design here. They've got 3 move. The quote is, "What wouldest thou have?" Or in a Genie voice, "What wouldest thou have?" I'm kind of imagining like the Green Knight kind of vibes. One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm kind of imagining that when I see this guy's voice here. But just to kind of get into some of the cards, some of the attack cards here, your wish is my command. This is 3 attack here. If you won the combat, you may discard 2 cards to gain 1 action. So giving you even more opportunity to gain additional actions right there with that card. The 3 attack card, I am freed. It says that you can place the Genie in any empty space after combat and then deal 1 damage to each adjacent fighter. Really good way to get rid of 1 health creatures, but also just a good positioning tool in order to escape or put you in a better position for your next upcoming turn. Gosh dang, the artwork on these cards is just so nice. Then we've got Imprisoned Wrath, a 3 attack card. You got 2 copies of this bad boy here. It says after combat, you may discard 2 cards to deal 2 damage to an adjacent opposing fighter. Yeah, there's a lot with like pretty much a lot of these attacking cards. There's a lot of dealing adjacent damage, which I think is a really cool concept. Kind of like he has like an aura of magic that's just constantly damaging people. But you may discard 2 cards to deal 2 damage to an adjacent opposing fighter. Kind of a little bit more of a risky card to play because, you don't want to burn through your cards too fast, but it can be very, very helpful. Then we've got Careful What You Wish For. One, the card art on this is awesome. I love the fire. It's just gorgeous. Or it might be magic, but it kind of looks like fire too. This is a 4 attack card here, 2 boost value. After combat, if you lost the combat, deal 1 damage to an adjacent opposing fighter. Like I said, many dealing adjacent to opposing fighters. And if you'll notice, every single one of their attack cards, the Genie's attack cards, is an after combat effect. So something to keep in mind if they are your opponent. Let's get into the versatile cards here. We have got This Is No Parlor Trick, which says during combat, the value of your opponent's card is equal to its boost value, which This could be really good. This could be really good. Oftentimes, this is going to basically fully cover up all damage that you would receive. Most cards have a boost value of like 1, on average maybe 2, so you're going to be taking quite a bit less damage with this. I have made Sultans Out of Less. I love that card's name. I think it's cool. 2 value there. Could be attack or defense. After combat, look at your opponent's hand and choose a card for them to discard. This can be a really good way to get rid of those particular cards in your opponent's deck that you do not want to have to deal with. There's definitely certain matchups that will be more important than others. And then we've got I Grant You Death, which says after combat, you may deal 1 damage to an adjacent fighter. Once again, more of that damage to adjacent fighters. We've got the Feint card, cancel all effects on your opponent's card. We all know, we all love it. We've also got Wishing for More Wishes, which it's funny because I've always thought about that, like, oh, you know, if you got the genie, why wouldn't you just wish for infinite wishes? Well, some genies are smart and put in rules where you cannot wish for unlimited wishes, unfortunately. But anyways, this card, 3 value here, Wishing for More Wishes. After combat, your opponent draws 1 card, draw 3 cards. So you're kind of giving your opponent something, but you're gaining quite a bit more. You got 3 of these, which is a ton of card draw just right there. That's 9 cards. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now we're going to move to the defense cards in the genie's deck, starting with Back in the Lamp. It says immediately the genie recovers 4 health. So good healing tool, but it has 0 defense value. So you're going to be taking a good smack in. It will probably even out a little bit. Just depends on the timing of it all. But that's going to be Back in the Lamp. You got 3 copies of that. Then you've got Prisoner's Torment. This says that after combat, draw cards equal to the amount of combat damage you took. Holy moly. I mean, you know, just when you thought that there was a lot of card draw, you know, 9 potential cards, this right here gives you even more potential to draw more cards. It's wild. 2 boost value on this card as well. And then that is it for the defense cards. We move into the Scheme. And I say Scheme because there's only 1. You got 3 copies of it. And this is probably the coolest card. It's kind of like the bread and butter of like this character's general like strategy, I would say. So 3 wishes. It's a 3 boost value card, though I probably wouldn't use it as a boost. This allows you to gain 1 action and choose 1 effect. So already you're not spending any extra actions than you would have. You can either draw 5 cards. Insane. The fact that you have 3 of these and it's draw 5 cards, that's 15 cards, friends. The next one, for the rest of your turn, your cards' values are 4 and cannot be changed. Super powerful as well. And each opponent discards 2 cards. And it's kind of weird because it's like each opponent, I don't play very many like co-op games, but the fact that it would hit each opponent if you were playing in the 2v2 format, pretty awesome. Or even the free-for-all format, that's pretty sweet. I'm going to say that the top 2 are kind of, I don't know, all of these seem really good because you can really screw somebody's hand by having them discard 2 cards, but drawing 5 cards is also insane. Not always going to be helpful because sometimes you're going to be, you know, getting sketchily close to the end of your draw deck. For the rest of your turn, your cards' values are 4 and cannot be changed. I mean, that's really good with some of the lower versatile cards that you can use, like This Is No Parlor Trick or I've Made Sultans Out of Less. Really, really love the 3 Wishes card. I think it's one of my favorite cards in the game, like right now, honestly. It's just so darn cool. Moving on to Houdini. Now, this is a melee character. He has 2 move. He has 14 health, and he has his sidekick, which is Bess. Now, Bess is also melee with 5 health. His special ability is Escape Artist, which says when you take the maneuver action and boost, you may place Houdini in any space instead of moving. Bess would move as normal. Super cool because it basically means that you can teleport around the board whenever and wherever you want, which I think it's awesome. super cool ability. I absolutely love it, and in theme to the character of Houdini. Okay, so we're going to start off with the attack cards here. And one thing that I want to note, new type of card that we haven't seen before, Houdini has these cards that their boost value actually gives a special ability. So when you use this card as a boost, it also gives you what is inside of that boost bonus, and it's really, really cool. Starting with Sleight of Hand. This is going to be a 1 attack card, can be used with either Bess or Houdini. And this boost value is 3, which is really good, and it allows you to draw a card when used as a boost. Immediately, that's the effect. You may return this card to your hand and choose a different card to play. Resolve all effects on that card as normal. So I like it because it's a tricky way to kind of change up your strategy, getting a new card into play. But also you can do that a couple of times and then use it for its boost value, which I think is really clever. Really like Sleight of Hand. Then we've got Houdini's attack card, the Big Reveal. During combat, you may boost this card twice, which is insane, especially putting in the options to have those special abilities like drawing cards. Really, really good stuff. And then after combat, return 1 card you boosted with to your hand, which is even more crazy. You're going to be getting one of those cards back. This card itself has a 3 boost value. Then we've got For My Next Trick, which is a 2 attack card that can be used with any of your characters, Houdini or Bess. 2 boost value. After combat, move one of your fighters up to 1 space, draw 1 card, and gain 1 action. Pretty good card here. I like that there's a lot of maneuverability with this. You're also getting a card, which is nice, so it's going to keep your hand at a nice healthy size, and getting an additional action means that it's really not an action spent. So ultimately good card, but it's definitely kind of situational, which you're going to find a theme here. I feel like Houdini, very complex character to play right. A lot of their abilities are good, but not very easy on when to know how to know when to use them per se. Very kind of complex character. So we've got Flourish here. This is a attack, 3 attack for any of your characters. It has a boost bonus, draw 1 card with 2 boost value. It says during combat, you may boost this card. So this is kind of your bread and butter attack, because there's 4 copies of this in your deck, and being able to be boosted, pretty darn good. Then we've got the strongest attack card. It can only be used with Houdini. This has 4 attack value, 1 boost value, an illusion of my own design. Gosh, another card art that's just absolutely gorgeous. The card art, man, the artist in this set, holy moly. I'm going to find the name, and I'm going to leave it right here because you guys got to know. It's just so good. This card says, immediately your opponent may boost their card, which is very interesting. And then during combat, you may boost this card. So you're giving your opponent the opportunity to boost theirs while you're also boosting yours. Kind of just heightens up that damage output more, which I like. And then we've got the versatile cards, starting with the Vanishing Act. This is Houdini only, 2 value with a 2 boost value. After combat, choose one of the fighters in the combat and move them up to 3 spaces. They may move through their opposing fighters. So just good way to kind of maneuver either your opponent or you, and just kind of give yourself better positioning in general around the board. I like it. Very useful. We've also got Misdirection. This can be used with any of your characters. It's 2 value. Its boost effect is deal 2 damage to any fighter. And I'm just going to say right now that this card is freaking awesome, and once you get your opponent down to like 2 health, they are toast if you can pop this off. So just using it as a boost, you can literally maneuver, use this as a boost, and take them out. Just so darn good. This is also kind of like your Feint card, because it immediately cancels all effects on your opponent's cards. So it's the best freaking Feint I've ever seen. And then we've got Smoke and Mirrors. This can be used with any of your characters. It's 3 value, 1 boost value. It says immediately Houdini and Bess may swap places. If they do, your other fighter is now in the combat. Very interesting because this can be a way to either save Bess or save Houdini from the damage output. Either way, I think it's a really cool way to also maneuver the positioning of them, especially when you're kind of thinking about the matchup of the Genie versus Houdini. Like we said, the Genie actually does a lot of that damage after with a lot of his attack cards, so you might want to put Houdini in there to save Bess. Who knows? Definitely a lot of options with using Smoke and Mirrors, and really, really versatile card. No pun intended there. We've also got a Bess specific versatile card with a 3 value. If it is your turn, gain 1 action is its boost ability, which is freaking awesome. I like it, and most of the time I've found myself using that as opposed to this card as an actual versatile card. But if you do, if you discard this card as a result of an opponent's effect, draw 1 card. Really interesting card here. Oh, and I don't even know if I said the name, but and the beautiful Bess, which is like Houdini announcing her, which is very cool. All right, moving on to the defense cards in Houdini's deck. So he's got a Houdini specific card. It's 2 value with a 3 boost value. It's called Grand Escape. It says during combat, you may boost this card. So you can really make sure that you don't take any damage here. After combat, if you won the combat, you can place your fighter in any space. This could really set you up for your next turn in order to be able to do some heavy damage. Or you could even kind of choke point one of the characters, make sure they can't move away, kind of get them stuck, which is really cool. And then we've got All Part of the Show. This is a 2 boost value, 2 defense, and it actually has the benefit of Houdini will recover 2 health if used as a boosted card, which is pretty good. This card's effects cannot be canceled, so that's kind of nice. After combat, if your fighter was defeated, set their health to 4 instead and place them in any space. This is like one of those cards where I still haven't been able to pop it off, but I think it's really darn cool. The fact that you can just boop, 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 come right back after you die, essentially, it's like a showstopper, man. That's like the card that that's going to feel so good when you're at that moment and you're able to use it. And it's a cool card. It's a cool card. And having your opponent know that it's there is almost doing more damage than the fact that it's there. It's just really cool. All right, so then we've got the Best specific scheme. You got 2 copies of this. It's Set the Stage. Its boost ability is look at your opponent's hand and choose a card for them to discard. Really good way to get rid of one of their cards. This is 2 boost value. It says draw 3 cards and then put a card in your hand on top of your deck. I love both the boost value of this card, and I also love the actual effect of this darn card. It's always hard to tell which one I want to use, and it just depends on the game state for me. But all in all, great card. Set the Stage is. And then we've got the 1 copy of the scheme for Houdini specifically. This is a 4 boost value card, which is really high. It says a magician never reveals his secrets, which is the name. Draw 2 cards, gain 1 action. If an effect would let an opponent look at your hand, you may reveal this card and cancel that effect, which I think is just really, really cool. I can imagine that being really fun against some opponents, really just stopping them from looking at your hand. Man, oh, banano. So that is kind of going through all of the cards with both of these decks. Guys, so far, Houdini right here might be my favorite character of all time. Like, he is in contention for the best character. I just love this character so much. It is so much fun to find more and more reasons to boost cards. And I think that's one thing that I had to really kind of break down, is that usually I had this habit of not wanting to boost cards very often, except for very opportune moments. But this gives so much more opportunity to do that. And you can really see the benefit of boosting throughout, of how much power you can get. And all of those special effects along with it are just awesome. The Genie, though I have not played as much as I've been playing Houdini, because Houdini is my boy, the Genie is also really fun. My wife loves this character even more than I do, but I'm enjoying this character as well. Very, very fun character that's just going to be drawing through the deck, essentially trying to burn your opponent down as quickly as possible before you burn yourself down by running out of cards. And kind of that balance between these both characters. Out of these two characters, Houdini is definitely the character that is harder to pilot, but I wouldn't say that the Genie is necessarily easy. Both have a lot of nuance and interest in their play styles, and I really have been enjoying both of them. Probably definitely my favorite release since Little Red Riding Hood and Beowulf. This is it's a wonderful set. I will say just a couple of things is that I would never recommend this as a first set. Absolutely not. Like, neither of these characters I would recommend personally, just because I think an easy trap to fall into as a new player with the Genie is to overdraw cards and really not play the optimal cards that you need to in order to deal the most damage. Both of these characters I feel like require knowledge of the other player to really be effective at fighting them. And I think that these characters are kind of advanced characters per se, which I think is the natural direction that the Unmatched system really is probably going, because there's people playing tournaments out there. Like, this game is just getting more and more awesome as it goes. I'm so excited about this set right now. I want to do more videos on, these characters. I want to do more videos on Unmatched as a whole. What kind of content would you be interested in seeing? I'm thinking about doing a ranking of, just personal ranking of all the Unmatched characters that we have so far. That is it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below who you think would win, the Genie or Houdini. If this video brought any sort of value to you, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe down below to help this video be seen by more people. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and drop the beat.